Hey everybody, welcome on into the Big East Digital Network studios, back by popular demand, Georgetown star Faith Woodard. I'm Jay Alter, another weekly recap of what's going on in the world of Big East women's basketball. And Faith, like we did last week, let's get right on into it. Top 5 plays from a wild weekend in Big East women's hoops, starting with number 5, DePaul. The Blue Demons usually hit from 3, but even when they don't, Marte Grays lays it up and in. Great job on the offensive glass from Grays. Number 4, buzzer beaters, a theme this week in our top plays. Akina Allaire chucks it up and hits to beat the first quarter clock. Faith, did you ever have a buzzer beater?
Against Providence, but I don't think it looked that good.
Oh, come on. Number 3, told you, buzzer beaters a theme. Yo-Yo Nogic. How about this? Pulling the string from 3/4 court Nogic. It comes in a losing effort, but take another look. I mean, that might be the shot of the year in this conference. Right on in, a swish from Yo-Yo. Number 2, Shadeen Samuels. Woohoo! Between the legs. Check it out from the Seton Hall great.
What a nice crossover. Oh my goodness. She really was getting to the rim.
It was the ESPNW number 1 play this week on their top 10 plays. But our number 1 play, another buzzer beater. This time it wins the game for Marquette. Blockton at the buzzer. Whenever you can win a game,
I know.
You get number 1 on our top plays.
She is an awesome player. That was an incredible play.
Only 0.8 seconds left on the clock. It was good enough for Blockton and Marquette to shore up the win. And we kind of had some fun with the buzzer beaters this week. But man, these plays were electric. Yo-Yo's 3/4 shot, but then Shadeen Samuels, it wasn't a buzzer beater, but we said it, number 1 on ESPNW's top plays. Have you ever seen something like that? Right through the legs on a crossover.
I haven't. Like, she really kept the ball tight. That crossover was quick. I mean, she's a hooper. So I was excited to see that play. A hooper.
Let's put that on a poster.
Put it on a poster.
All right, top 5 things you need to know this week in the world of Big East women's basketball. How about the turnaround from Coach Joe Tartamella and this St. John's Red Storm team? 5 wins in a row after starting 0-3 in conference play.
They just really seem to have turned it around. They just came in with a new mindset, and I'm just really excited to see if they can continue this momentum going. It's something that I saw them do against Georgetown. They just had great energy coming in, and they never really let up. So can they keep the momentum going? I think so, and it'll be great to see it if they can do it.
Wins against Villanova and Georgetown this weekend, and when you look at their 0-3 start even, it came against on the road Marquette and DePaul. Tough places to play in this conference, probably the toughest road trip a team has to take. So that's a tough way to start conference schedule. And really, since that point, credit Joe Tartamella. He has kept this team believing, and a 5-win streak in this conference is tough to do.
It is. I mean, it's so easy to hang your head, especially to great teams like DePaul and Marquette, but they didn't do that. They were resilient. They bounced back, and I just tip my hat to them because that's hard to do.
All right, you think a 5-game win streak is pretty special, and it is. But how about the Marquette Golden Eagles on a 7-game win streak? They are unbeaten so far, tying the best start to school history. I mean, 7-0, you can't do better than that.
That's crazy. I mean, whoever is able to tackle this team and to stop their momentum, I mean, I'm excited to see it because it looks like they're not showing any signs of slowing down. They've just been playing their best basketball. They're gelling together. They're not losing a lot of their starters and top players from last year. So they're just playing their best basketball right now.
Allazia Blockton obviously leading the way with her 22 points per game. That is, I mean, look, they've nearly played everybody in the conference so far to get to 7-0. A couple of teams still out there they've got to play. But, I mean, do you think there's a possibility they could run the table?
I mean, it's anyone's ball game every single night. That's just how the Big East is. But they're not showing any signs of slowing down. But whoever can do it, I'm just excited to see them if they can actually overcome this streak that Marquette has going.
Still a long way to go, but 7-0, quite the start in Milwaukee for this Marquette team. All right, point number 3 on things you need to know this week in Big East women's basketball. A milestone for Tony Bozzella, Mr. 400, as good as it gets.
It is. I mean, he's such a great coach. He's joining the rankings of Harry at Villanova and Doug Bruno at DePaul, just amazing coaches. So this is something that's really great for him to do. I'm happy to see him get such a milestone in his career, and he's always been a great coach. It's always fun to compete against Seton Hall, so I'm very excited.
And everybody here at the Big East Digital Network sending our congratulations to Coach Bozzella, but knowing Tony, he wants 401, 402, 403. He's not stopping anywhere near 400. All right, let's keep it going. Big East news and notes. We go down to number 4. DePaul, second in the Big East standings at 6-1, but they're number 1 in the country when it comes to most three-pointers made in the entire nation.
DePaul is so tough to play against. They just really are good at passing the ball, and you always have to be on your P's and Q's as a defensive team. You always have to rotate well, communicate, locate in transition, because they love to get up and go. That's the type of team that they are, and they're a team full of sharpshooters. I mean, anyone on this team can score the ball, score it anywhere on the floor, so it's just tough playing DePaul every single time.
Yeah, they call it DePaul ball for a reason, and Doug Bruno gives every player on his team the green light to shoot it from 3. Did you have the green light?
I would like to say I had the green light. Coach A did a great job of just saying, if you're going to take that shot, you better have been practicing, shooting that shot in the gym. So, she gave me the green light.
So it sounds like Faith had the yellow light.
I had the yellow light. I'm pretty sure, yellow light.
All right, let's move on to our final news and note of the week in the land of Big East women's basketball. We told you last week, 9 weeks, 9 different player of the weeks. Well, this week we have our first repeat, and it's well-deserved. She had the game winner in that Marquette game, Allazia Blockton. And the point, not only game winners, but the points she puts up each and every week, it's impressive.
She's always a great player. She does a great job of just staying composed, she gets to the basket so well. She finishes through traffic, and she's just a great player. And I admired so many things about her game last year. I loved playing against her, but I also hated playing against her at the same time, because as a defender, she just gets to the basket well, and she's developed a nice mid-range and outside shot. So she's very deserving of this repeat for Big East Player of the Week.
And not only is Blockton playing well individually, but it helps you earn Player of the Week when your team wins. And Marquette has been doing just that, a 7-0 start in Big East Conference play. Incredible job that Coach Keeger has done with the Golden Eagles. And we caught up with Blockton, the Player of the Week, Allazia Blockton, and her teammate, Danielle King.
The youth movement rules in Milwaukee tonight, and Marquette has its first Big East tournament title.
I tell you what, they are so unselfish. They play for the person to the next, to the left and to the right of them, and this is for them because they've earned it, they deserve it. I cannot say enough about my staff. This is amazing. I mean, this place is great right now.
Our goal is definitely to win the Big East championship again, but we talk a lot about winning the conference championship. Our coach told us, the Big East championship, that took 3 games of focus to win, but the conference championship takes 18. So we've really been honing in on taking 1 game at a time and just worried about the opponent that's in front of us. And our goal is to win conference championship and go undefeated for the rest of the conference season.
What's the reason behind this 7-0 start in Big East play? Have you guys been able to hit a stride after the non-conference and really roll things into high gear?
I think our non-conference schedule really prepared us for conference. And after the non-conference schedule, we just sat down and reflected a lot about ourselves, and we noticed that we need to work more on the little things and have better practices. So since, conference started, we haven't had a practice where it has been low energy, where we had to, correct multiple things more than once. And we've just been having great practices. So I think that's the biggest attribute to our start to Big East play.
And Danny, what were some of those little things the team needed to work on and that you pinpointed in practice?
Definitely our defense. We transition defense, and the little things with defense, like taking charges and rotating for help better. And some of the things that made us lose those non-conference games, we definitely honed in on in practice.
Now being unbeaten, you guys had some tough games over the last weekend. How do you approach it with now having a target on your backs and a new role as on the top of the Big East?
I think we've taken it head on. I think we're embracing the challenge, and we hitting pressure head on. We're attacking it, and I think we're ready for our challenge, and we just stand together as a team.
Coach is a good player. Does he ever hop into drills and challenge you guys a little bit when you guys are practicing?
Yeah, all the time, but when she hops in the drills, it's usually for a bad reason. Like, she's usually screaming at us, and she's like, this is how it should be done. It's not like, hey, let's have fun. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of try to keep her out of the drills as much as we can so she doesn't, stage us up.
What do you think one-on-one? Would you guys be able to take her?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think she can handle Denny's speed, and I don't think she can really handle my athleticism. But I will say that she is smart. She's really smart, and she's our coach, so she knows all our tendencies. So that might be kind of hard to play against her.
Right. It might just be good to let coach win one. Just
yeah.
Take it a little easier on you guys.
Line running, so I think I might just let her win.
Perfect. Then we'll wrap it up. Allazia last weekend, an exciting game against Butler. You came away with the buzzer beater at the end to get the win. Can you walk us through that play? What happened? What was kind of the thought getting you the ball in that position and how you're able to set that up?
So basically we went into timeout. Coach drew up a play. I thought she was gonna draw up a lob play, but then she drew up this play that she's just like, bump. She was like, act like you're using the screen, but then bump back. And we always try this play, but the team really never bites for it. But that's kind of on my part because I really don't set it up well. So I was like, I just gotta, set this girl up, and then hopefully Natisha throws me a ball. She sees me. So I act like I was going off the screen. She bit for it, and I came back, and I just caught it, and I went up right away, and I looked, and it went in, and I was like, I was like, oh, I knew it was good, and we all just started cheering and hugging each other and screaming.
Great. Well, it worked out, and you guys are off to a 7-0 start in Big East play. Wish you the best of luck the rest of the way, and we'll see you down the road.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thanks to Allazia and Danielle for joining us this week, and it is an incredible 7-0 start. Well-deserved that the Marquette Golden Eagles are atop the Big East standings as we take a look. And Faith, what I really want the viewers and you to look at is really how much of a grind it is there in the middle. Yes, you have Marquette and DePaul at the top with a combined record of 13-1, but really, from St. John's to Georgetown, it is a dogfight.
It is. I mean, when you're right in that sweet spot of being like the 4th or the 5th team in Big East standings, you're really in a good position to make a lot of moves and to get a couple of wins and put yourself in the position to be 1 or 2. So I'm very excited to see what Villanova, Creighton, Butler, all those teams can do.
Well, you mentioned Villanova and Creighton, both at 4-3, still an opportunity to play their way into the NCAA tournament. What do they need to do? What do they need to find in themselves down the stretch to boost their resumes while playing a competitive schedule in the Big East?
They just have to do a little more. It's obvious that they're right there playing at a good level of basketball, but it's just, diving on those loose balls and just hitting key shots when it comes down to it. Because if they just do a little more, I think they'll be in a good position to up their rankings in Big East standings and to put themselves in a good position for postseason play.
All right, an opportunity to boost those resumes this weekend. Let's take a look at the upcoming games on the Big East Digital Network in the Big East Women's Basketball Conference. There's your BEDN slate on Friday. Is there a game that stands out to you, Faith?
I'm thinking the St. John's and Seton Hall game is going to be very exciting because that's the battle of New Jersey and New York, so they have that history, both of those teams. And then, of course, Marquette at Georgetown, that's going to be a scrappy and exciting game.
DePaul at Villanova, 7 o'clock on the BEDN. That's a good one. The Wildcats looking for that marquee win after a terrific non-conference schedule for Harry Peretta and Villanova. And then Sunday, noon, Fox Sports 1, Marquette at Villanova. So when you really look at the Wildcats weekend, you've got DePaul and Marquette at home. If you can win one of those games, you feel really good. If you can win both, they're right back on track to the team that we saw ranked in the top 25 earlier this season.
Yeah, it'll be exciting if they can just get one of those wins, but why not shoot for both wins if you can, because it's something that they're very capable of doing. They have the talent, they have the players to do that, so I say shoot for it, and if you can do it, do it.
Well, as we saw in our top 5 plays, these games always thrilling. Even if there's 0.8 seconds left, somebody can make a play in this league and win or lose a game. So much to watch this week as the Big East women's basketball season rolls on the Big East Digital Network. Every single game you can find on the Fox Sports Go app. And thanks for joining us every Wednesday. Faith Woodard, Jay Alter. Love talking Big East women's hoops with you guys. Take care.